Welcome. Now, if you've seen earlier, I gave you kind of an overview of what RSSMasher Technology actually does. What I want to show now is Wayne is going to show you the software and demo the software and show you how exactly it makes Autoblogs, and it makes it on autopilot with a set it and forget it system. We're going to turn it over to Wayne. Wayne, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead. I'll mute my mic.
As you can see, I'm on the login screen for our auto-blogging software called RSSMasher Technology. And I'm just going to log in. But actually, before I do, let me just pop over to here. And let me show you one of the auto-blogs that we've created. Now, this is a site that I built called Hell of a Read. And as you can see, it's got content on it. It's got the latest posts that have come out here. You can see I choose various different categories. We've got entertainment, we've got celebs, politics, that's always a good one. And then over here we've got technology, relationships, etc. As you can see me scrolling down, you can see all the different ones. And there's one with Prince William. And these are what the software actually auto-blogs for us. What we don't sit in front of the computer and type all these articles. We get the software to do it for us, and I'm about to show you exactly how we do these kind of sites. Now, once we've logged in, you'll be greeted with what we call the dashboard, and the dashboard has got various things on it, which gives you summaries of how many what we call mashes we've created. And the reason we call it RSS Masher is we take public domain RSS feeds with articles in, and we use those, we bring them all together, we manipulate them, we remove stuff, we add stuff, and I'll show you exactly what I mean by that. But then we mash them all together. So the reason that's why it's called RSS Masher, and then we create a unique RSS feed at the end. As I've shown you Hell of a Read here, I'm going to create a new section called Money. Let me show you exactly how we do a mash. We simply click on Manage Mashes, and that takes us to all the ones we've got running. I'm going to click Add to add a new one. Now this one, we give it a title. I'm going to call this one Money Mash. And the description is something that would be relevant to yourself. You don't really have to put anything in that box. Now the permalink is the name of the final RSS feed that we're creating. You can put what you want on the end of it. So I'm going to put money, and I've got, we'll put HOAR for Hell of a Read. And then the final RSS feed would be RSSMasher / blah, 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 money, HOAR. When the RSS feeds come in, we don't necessarily want everything that's inside, because they are external, they might have links in there that promote other people's websites or tools or anything they've got. And we can simply strip out the hyperlinks just by ticking that box. So we just get the text and we don't get any external links. Now we can, if you've got like a pretty site like mine, you can decide that you only want articles that have got images. You can simply tick that box if you only want the ones with. Now we can also, rather than take an RSS feed, which I'll show you in a moment how we do that, we can take a YouTube RSS feed as well. And we can bring in videos from a channel or a user's playlist site. We can do that, and we can bring them in, and it will bring all the information into your content. And we can simply tick this box if we were using YouTube, and then we can say, do you want the thumbnail? We just simply tick that. Do you want the description? And do you want the actual video? And what that would allow us to do is, as the articles come in on the YouTube feed, so not quite articles, but there's a lot of description in there and the video. So as they upload a new video, we will get that in. We'll be able to take the thumbnail as an image and the description and bring that in, and we can use that as content. Now in this example, I'm going to just use an RSS feed, so I'll untick that. And there's full training, obviously, in the back office about how to use all these things in detail. But I'll give you an overview on the first tab so that we can get going. Now I've got a group called Hell of a Read. which I'm going to add this to, and that groups everything together nicely so that you can find them when you come back to do edits, etc. So I'm simply going to click Update. We need to plug in the RSS feed. We've got lots of tools that allow this. You can even upload a CSV with lots of RSS feeds in. And we've actually got niches built into the software. And you can select from the list of what we've got. As you can see, we've got news and politics, tech, automotive, etc., hobbies and pets. So if I select one, all the possible RSS feeds that are in that group are shown up below. And you simply click on Add, and it would put it in this box for you to then maybe move on to another one. But I'm going to show you how you would put your own that you found from elsewhere. As you can see there, I've taken a feed from The Sun, which is a popular website in the UK. And they've got a feed attached to their they categorize the money section, which is perfect for what I want. And that will put that into this bottom box. As you can see there, it is. Now I could add another one and have them all in the bottom box ready. But I'm going to stick with this one. And as you can see, we can choose how many articles that we want to extract. And we can simply just click on this. We can either turn it off, we can temporarily turn it off, or we can select up to 50 articles. So I'm going to leave mine at 20. And the next field, this is an advanced section that allows us create a template that will then follow the links in the feed and use the template to extract the original article from the source and bring it in to RSSMasher for you to use. If I go to the YouTube feed, it's exactly the same, but it expects RSS feeds from YouTube. And we've made it simple that you can just paste a playlist, or you can put a channel in here and it will convert it automatically into the feed. I haven't got any YouTube videos for this example, so I can simply skip over. Now we've got an option of using a Google Sheet. So we can actually populate a blank sheet with articles, and the system will create the blank for you and it will help you populate it. There's lots of external sources where you can get data from to be able to populate it. You can get articles from various sources that will populate into a G sheet, and we can use that as well to get the articles into your MASH. Now the next tab we've got is called Image Replace. Now Image Replace is really quite powerful because what it allows you to do is swap out the images that are in the RSS feed. Now you might want to do this if you've got some good content coming in from a feed, but the images you might want to change them for any reason. You can do that simply by using this section, and you do that by, if you click on image packs, what we've built into the system is we've uploaded lots of image packs in various niches so that you can instantly choose from our marketplace the appropriate pack that would suit your data. So you simply, in the drop down, you can see I've got 3 here. We've got assortment pack 1. So if I selected that one, we can then decide how you want them to be swapped out. Now the image pack has got about 50 images in it. So you can decide whether you want to randomly pick any of those 50, or you could decide to use the first one, then the second one, then the third one, and go round in like a round robin. So what this now does is when the RSS feed comes in and it sees the first article, the first image it would see, it would then swap it out for the image that's in the assortment pack that we've selected here. Now, we've got a replacement state here. We can say, do you want to just replace the first image or every image in the article? So obviously the first image would just swap the first one out. Now that is quite useful because that would become the featured image when you upload it to WordPress. But if you wanted to change all of them, you just simply say all images. And then let's say this article's got 3 images, then 3 images would be replaced by the first 3 pictures from the assortment pack. Now, the other thing that this is really good for is, if you remember on the first tab, we decided that we wanted articles that had only got images. But if you had unchecked that and allowed all the articles to come in, then the ones that haven't got images, we can actually inject an image into that article. And we do that by simply ticking that box there. So the system now knows that when an article comes in, it will choose an image from the assortment pack and inject it into the article, which then gives it a nice image for when it goes to your blog. Looks really nice. Now, you can see we've also got Google checkbox and a Pixabay checkbox. So you can actually use Pixabay. And in the integrations, if I just show you this here, you can see all the different things that can be integrated. But one of them there is Pixabay. And we've also got Google Custom Search. Now what that allows us to do is set up into those tools so that then it can search for images based on the keywords you put up here. Category I'm doing, this mash, is about money. So money, and you can say, comma, money tips, for example. And then what that now allows us to do is, if I ticked on Pixabay, we then choose which Pixabay account. Well, I've set one up called Wayne Pixabay. And then that's all we need to do, and the system will search inside my integration using money and money tips as the keyword, and it will pull images back to use in this replacement section. Really, really powerful section, this. But in this demonstration, I know that there are images in my feed, so I'm going to turn this off. I don't actually need it. Just click update, and we can move to keyword filters. Now, keyword filters, this is where we can get quite specific in the information that we pull out of the feed. Now, if you've got multiple feeds, you can have keywords for each of the feeds that you've got in there. You can decide on key phrases that are different for each one, or you can decide to use the same keywords for all feeds. You can see I've only got one feed, so I'll leave it on all feeds. If you was interested in only things to do with the US dollar, and I would put in there US dollar. I've selected this in the title keyword box. It will only pull articles that have US dollar in the title. Now, the description, so the body of the article, I could put the same, US dollar. Now what we're saying is, if US dollar appears in the title or the body of the article, the description, then we want that article. So really, really powerful. Now the bottom box is negative keywords. So if for some reason you really, really don't want an article that's got a certain word in it, and you didn't want the yen, then you put yen in this bit down here in the negative keywords. And then if an article came in with yen in the title, it would be rejected, even if these are in there as well. Because it's got that, it would not allow it into your mash. And I'm going to move to the next tab, which this is where you this is where we can create some really, really powerful stuff to do with making money. Now, what we can do here is we can add anything before the article in this box, and then we can add anything after the article in this box. Is being able to put, say, an affiliate ad or something that you promote, but it's also good for giving credit back to the original author and where you got the article from. And we put some tools in here to allow you to do that really quickly. As you can see here, we've got some what we call tokens, and these tokens we can just select and drop them in. So we can choose one there for the title, the author, the date. But we've got a really nice one here called citation. And if we insert that one, is when we come to finally build all this and create our final mash, the citation will be swapped out and it will have the original author, the date, the original link inserted for you. So what we can do here is we can bring in some external graphics from other affiliates like Amazon, you can paste it into this area here. So you'd simply go to the HTML side and you'd paste it in. But what we've built into Masher is the ability to create your own tokens, just like this. Inside those tokens, you can go to town on all the ads that you want, all the graphics you want, all the spin tags. You can really like put 3 or 4 or 5 variations in, so that every time it creates an article, it puts a different ad at the bottom, so mixing it up. And I can show you that because I've got a token called Forex Ads 1, and I'll just press Insert. And you can see that that's put that token in there. That will get resolved, and we'll show you at the end what it looks like and turned into what we need. I'm going to click Update to save what we've done. And then we can move to what we call anchor text. Now, this is really useful because what this allows us to do is search through the article to find relevant words that we can then hyperlink to elsewhere. We can do it by feed, or we can do it for all feeds. We can decide where we want the hyperlink to go, just in the content or in the description, or both. And then we can decide whether to type in the details here, or we've got a really nifty feature in the back end that allows us to build these ahead of time, and then we can just import them in a flash just by clicking and then importing them in. So if I clicked on this one, set up from anchor text list, you can see I've got one called test. I could simply click on the button and you can see how quickly it brought in those 4. So for the content, it's going to look for, if the word Denver appears, it's going to link to denver.org, Colorado, colorado.gov, etc., etc. So you get the idea of how powerful this would be for it to automatically hyperlink words. And over here you can see that these are going to be opened in a new tab, so your blog would still be in the main window. We've also got the option to decide whether to tick whether they're no follow or not. But let's go back to enter details below, and I can simply type in one here. How many times? So we give you up to 3. So if you found the keyword money twice in the article, it would auto hyperlink it to that URL there. We could say open in a new tab. And do we want to make it a no follow? No, that's fine. We can leave it as that. Just simply click add, and that would add that one in as well. So you can see we've got those 5. And if you wanted to delete them, you can just highlight them and press delete, and it will take them out. So quite a nifty and easy to use section. Now the next tab we've got is called Advanced. And the Advanced is where we can do a lot of really clever things like tidy up the feed, tidy up the articles, etc., so that some of the details in there that you don't want, we can remove. Now, we go into a lot of detail on how to do this in the training that we've got. We won't dwell on this because I'm sure you really want to see what it looks like. So we go to the build section, and this is where, once you've done all the tabs that you've set up, you click on build, and it will start to apply the rules that we've set. It's bringing in the RSS feed, and you can see that it's actually created an actual RSS feed, which we call the Mash. But the important bit we can do is we can click on Preview Web, and it will show us a graphical representation of what we've just done. Now here we can see we've got, there's the title and the description from the feed, and here's the article. There's the image that's come across. Here is the body of the text, more images, and here you can see where the money hooks after the article have kicked in. This was where we said citation, but here is where we've got one of the money hook ads that I put in from that token. Now as we move on, we can see that we've got another article, and it's all about food by the looks of it. But you can see here, there is the citation, and here is the same token, but you'll notice it's a different image because we did spin tags and we've created multiple different ads. So it picked a different one, more articles, and another ad. So you get the idea. What's really key here is that all those articles will be stored in the database so that we can then schedule them to wherever we want them to go. And when you're happy with the way that it looks, and this is looking really nice and clean, we can simply click on Finish and Activate. And what that does is you'll notice that my mash is bold, it's now active, and it's ready for the system to take over. So you've heard us say, set it and forget it. We've now put the rules in, the system will take over and keep looking for you periodically, keep rebuilding, keep finding you new articles. So what we need to do is build a schedule so that we can then put those articles to good use. So we simply go to Schedule, Manage Schedules. And this is where all the things that are going on the system wants to post for us. So we're going to create a new schedule. So we click Add. And in here, I'm going to call this Money. We select the mash that we want it to use. So we've created lots of mashes as we've been going along. So I'm going to filter the mashes by hell of a read. You'll notice that when I created the mash, I put it in the hell of a read group. So now we can search for the right mash, and there's the money mash. And then now that we've selected where the information is coming from, we want to schedule where we want to put it. And we can choose from a template, and we can simply click on there and it will populate these boxes below, like so. Or you can decide your own times. You can create these templates yourself. So once you've set them up as you like them, you can simply do a save and use it for later. So I'm going to change this to say, don't post before 7 and don't post after 10:30, for example. And then how many posts do we want to do? Well, I'm only going to say maybe 5 each day and maybe 6 on a Saturday and 6 on a Sunday. Now the next box determines, because we can collect these articles quite frequently as they appear, we don't want to post them all at the same time. So in the wait time, we can decide how long to wait before we post a new article. I've got 60 minutes in there, which is perfect. And then the next one is really good, particularly if you're doing time-sensitive information like latest news. You wouldn't want to post anything that's older than 48 hours I've got here, or 24, for example. In this example, I'm going to put 0 because it looks like the articles are kind of what we call evergreen. So I shall leave it at that. And then you can tick this box to make this active if you wish, but you can do that after, once we've set up where we want the information to go. So simply click Update, it will save that information, and then down below is ready for where the magic happens. And what we need to do is, obviously, we want to tell the system that I want to post it to my Hell of a Read blog. And we do that by choosing WordPress from here. And once we've selected WordPress, it will ask, it will filter it for you to decide which one you want to post it to. So it gives you all the WordPress that you've integrated, and there's Hell of a Read. And the next box is, which category do we want to post it to? I've actually got a category called money, and there it is. And now we've got a few options that we can switch on and off. We can quote the original author when possible, and it will, if you've got the author in your system that matches, it will pick that author for you. The next one is, do we want to post it as a read more? And that basically just it will post a line, a title, and a link to the original article. Quite useful in other areas, but we don't want to do that for this example, so we'll leave that. Do we want to use the first image as a featured image? Yes, we do. So the first image in each of the articles will become the main image that, if you remember here, so the main image in each of these articles would be the featured image, which is perfect. Do we want to upload all the images? Yes, we do. And the advantage of that is the images will get stored on your WordPress blog. So if for some reason the original article images went away, your blog would still work. You wouldn't get any broken links. Now, do we want to post the content? Yes, we do. We've got nice content which we've seen when we did the mash, so we want to post that to the blog. Now, we can exclude the first image from the post. We've got something integrated called Writely. And what Writely does, we've got something called the API Club, which you can join. That gives you access to a lot of tools that normally cost a lot of money. but we've integrated them into one tool called the API Club. And what Rightly will do is it will go out and it will look for relevant tags for us to tag onto our WordPress. So we simply tick that, and then we say how many tags do we want? 3. And what it will do automatically, when it goes to post, it will pass the information from your article, and it will get 3 relevant tags and bring them back, and it will tag the article inside WordPress. You can type your own tags as well if you wish in this box, and this is also spin tags enabled. We can spin various sections of our content using Spin Rewriter, which I'm not going to do that. Also, as part of the API Club, is we've got something called Link Processor, and that allows us to send out the posted article to Link Processor, which then gets it indexed to 300 different sources. Really powerful. So if you wanted it to do that, you could, just by simply ticking. And we can also silo the category. A quick sentence about that is it links the articles together inside each category, which is great for SEO. We simply click Update, and we've now set the schedule to post these articles to WordPress in the money category. If you'd seen in the integrations when I was showing it, there was a lot of options down there. Things like Twitter, things like Tumblr, etc. We can auto connect to those as well. Simply click on Add, choose Twitter, and then you can select the Twitter account that you've integrated. Hell of a read. And what we can do here is we can say, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to tweet? Do you want to retweet? Well, obviously, I'm going to tweet. So the first thing we want to do is tweet about this. And the system waits until we've posted this article, and it gets the link from that blog, and it tweets it to the Twitter account. And we can do that by selecting the post type. So we simply change it to the WordPress post link. And what we've done here is we've actually created a backlink using Twitter. So we're getting the information onto your Twitter, but we're also creating a backlink to your WordPress, not the original article. You can do that. You can simply click article link, and the tweet will be and push them back to the original. Again, we can use Rightly. So this time we use Rightly, and it will create hashtags for us. So I'd like 2 hashtags, and we can use, it's also got a feature called Emojify. And what this does is it actually makes your tweet stand out. It puts hashtags on it, and it puts emojis on, and they're relevant to the content that you're posting. Using Link Processor, creating a tier 2, because that will push the Twitter link to Link Processor and get it indexed. So we click Update, and now we've got Twitter. If you want to keep adding, you just click Add. We can select Blogger, for example, and then you could choose a blogger and go through the same motions. What happens here with Blogger is you choose the Google account, you choose the Blogger account, and you say, do you want to post the full content, which you can. What we like to use it for is to post the title, the description, and the first image, and then we point it back to the WordPress. And what this is doing is it's auto posting to Blogger a short description about the article, but it will automatically create a read more hyperlink back to your WordPress. So now we've created another tier 1 backlink, and of course we're going to link processor it so that then this gets more juice, giving it tier 2. Simply click Update, and so on. We can do this with Pinterest. We can do this with, we've actually got integrations using something called a webhook into tools like Integromat and Zapier. So you can webhook across to those, and then with the power of those, you can send the information all over the place. Really, really powerful. Now, one of the great features that we've also added to the API Club is something called RT Army. And I'll briefly talk about that. We simply click RT Army, and that's all you need to do, and you click Update. And what this does is that the membership of Masher have opted some of their Twitter accounts to be in the what we call the army. You can see we've currently got 196 of them. And what this will do randomly is once your tweet has gone out, it will randomly select some of these 196, and it will randomly at different times retweet your tweet, giving you extra Twitter power, you could say. Again, boosting interest into that tweet. We've also got Tumblr. You can do exactly the same. You can create Tumblr, choose the Tumblr, hell of a read, etc. And then we can simply, do you want to do a text, a photo, or a link? I like the photos because then you can see a nice picture. Again, WordPress post link, used rightly, yes. I want 3 hashtags and link processor. And what this will do now is it will automatically send the featured image that was on that article into Tumblr as a post, but the link will be back to your WordPress, so creating yet another tier 1 backlink. And of course, we're going to link processor it. It gives us another tier 2. So I hope you can see the power of what I've showed you. It's a set it and forget it system, and obviously make it active, click update, and then finish, takes you back to the dashboard. And on that, I'll hand it back over to Damon, who will have a few words before we leave you with you.
Great. Thank you, Wayne, for that incredible demo. And guys, we have the full demo, this full recording inside of the software itself. The training portal that we have with it not only has how to do this, but we have strategies on different ways that you can use Autoblogs. And the principle here is we create content from other professional feeds, professional writers, journalists, and we're doing a curated model, so it works in both your WordPress, it works in Blogger, it works in any of the social media channels that you hook into it. And what Wayne didn't show you was we have a lot of integrations, but we also are web hooked into Integromat and Zapier. So you can, whatever you can automate through those platforms, we can send it the content and you can go out to any of your social platforms. So this is truly a set it and forget it type of system. And the cool thing is, at the end of the day, you've got this set up for multiple blogs, multiple WordPress sites going out, and you don't have to touch it. It writes itself every single day. And it all depends on how many articles you're sending over. And, you know, we use this as one of our example sites, hell of a read, but it does make money on a regular basis. We have, not only do we have AdSense in there, but we have retargeting pixels in here. So we can actually use traffic, and inside of our Facebook accounts, we use the retargeting pixel on who's visiting what site, what category. There's so many things that you can do. As if you get traffic with celebrity or news or niche specific or passion hobbies, you've got this thing built, and it's just a matter of putting it in with your social integrations. So I'm glad you joined us, and we won't take up any more of your time, but if you don't have the software yet, click the button below. We have both the Pro and the agency versions. I'd recommend at this time you just grab an agency version. That way you have unlimited, just about everything is unlimited on the setups. So we'll see you on the next video. Hope you join us with RSSMasher Technology. Thank you.